Yo.
What up? What up?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Dude, man, we back, man.
Let's go.
I feel like it's been a long time, but it hasn't.
It hasn't. In fact, we're recording this and we haven't dropped the previous one. So we're about to go back to back on y'all. We've been slacking.
We're about to go summer 16 on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. You'll get a double dose of us this week.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Cover Flipping Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Oh, man, I wanted to do a simple cocktail, but like a classic. And this is something that in popularity kind of comes in waves. From what I've heard, this is like a favorite of like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, really?
So yeah, and the only and I've had this, I've never made it myself, and it's so simple that I almost feel stupid not having made it myself. But I've had it in New Orleans, I've had it in New York in cocktail parlors. But it's something called a rusty nail, and it's literally just 2 parts scotch and 1 part Drambuie. And the way we made ours was 1 3/4 ounces of the scotch. Oh no, sorry, 1.5 ounces of scotch and 3/4 ounces of the Drambuie, which is essentially scotch liqueur. And then we garnished with a lemon peel.
That shit matters.
Super important. It matters.
Yeah, it matters.
Get that oil in there, fold it, get the oil around the rim of the glass. It's so good. I even 2 to 1, like 2 ounces to 1 ounce, it's probably fine. It'd probably be extra strong, but it is like a sipper. It's not a chug drink. It's a nice sipping drink.
This is good, man.
I'm already thinking about this with like a cigar, like by a fire, or just like it's a nice,
this is
nice drink. But evidently Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack, and all that. This was like one of their favorites, and
that's dope.
in like the 60s in New York, and like these like really underground. I think PJ Clark's was like a big sort of nightlife spot back then, and supposedly they were like well known for this for this specific cocktail.
So a rusty nail, huh?
Rusty nail, man. Yeah, 2 ingredients. That's it, people. 2 ingredients, man. Scotch, and we did a Macallan 12, which is probably a little more than we needed to do. You can probably pick up slightly cheaper. Much. No, I love Macallan in general, and because it was going to be just the 2 ingredients, I wanted to make sure they were good. Drambuie is. I mean, this is like a 375 milliliter. It's a small one. It's just under $30 for the small one. I think it's like $40 if you just get the normal Drambuie size. But the Macallan, you could go. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend like a Johnny. I think it would be too peaty for this, too smoky. But there's plenty of decent scotches, and you just can't go wrong with a Macallan.
Dude, I can't do the Johnny Walker.
Yeah, and specifically, I didn't pick Johnny because I know you can't. But I also just thinking of the flavor profile of this and that, I don't think it would have hit the same. Yeah. And so
it definitely would have hit the same for me.
No, you would have hated it.
I'd have been throwing up.
No, but we could have done. We've done a few on here of scotches in the past, but it's like of all the ones, I just think Macallan even by itself is so good. And and for the scotch drinkers, hopefully they're not screaming into their like radio right now at us or their
man, you can't. You know what, when you have, whether it's and any kind of good liquor, man, that you can sip by itself, if you're gonna do something, it's almost like bourbon, like with an old fashioned, right? Like there's no, in my opinion, man, if you have really good bourbon and you're not sipping it straight, the next best thing is to have like an old fashioned. Like it's just minimum ingredients to you don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, I love simple cocktails that just you can't go wrong with this, man. This might be my new favorite just as a sipper.
This is good.
This is good, man. This is I said I've had it before and I've liked it. I almost feel stupid not having tried it at home before because it's so simple. And as I was thinking, and it's just been in the back of my mind for a while to be like, I gotta try that at home. And then when I looked at the recipe, I'm like, really? I thought it was doing something wrong. How have we not? Yeah. So Drambuie and scotch, and specifically the Macallan 12 this week. And if you drink Macallan, you drink any scotch, you can't go wrong with that one. So try this one out, and then this is good.
All right, man. Carbon footprint of the week is going out to Colossal Biosciences. Oof. Why do you ask?
Let's go.
Colossal Bioscience. I believe it's a company out of Texas.
Yeah,
is that right?
I think it is Texas. Yep.
Yeah. So they brought back or as they like to say, they performed a de-extinction of the dire wolf. And for those of you who are Game of Thrones fans, those are those big ass white wolves.
It's based on a dire wolf. Yeah, in there.
Yeah, it's based on that. And so,
here's the theme song.
but they had 3 direwolf pups, using ancient DNA and gene editing technology. Now, one thing that I thought of, or that when I was reading the article on this, they used the CRISPR technology.
Oh.
And if you and when I saw that, and CRISPR is spelled CRISPR.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was just like, why does that sound familiar?
We talked about that
Dude,
on the pod.
So I went back, man. I went back through like I keep all of our notes.
Yeah.
And I did a search for CRISPR. Sure enough, man, episode 173, we gave the carbon footprint to the U.S. for like approving this gene editing technology, CRISPR.
Oh, no way. And that's what they used.
Like
because they used
fucking 50 episodes ago.
Because they did that, and then they didn't live grow it. They used like surrogate, like puppies, like normal dogs, right? As surrogates for these things, right?
Yeah. So what they did was they took what the hell is it? I got my notes here. A 13,000-year-old tooth. They took like stuff from that and the DNA from that, and as well as a 72,000-year-old skull, right? And then first they compared the DNA to like a gray wolf, and it happened to share 99.5% of DNA with the gray wolf.
Okay, so they got close enough.
Right, they got really close, and then they used this gene editing technology to make it. They only did 0.3 out of the 0.5% that was left, to make this thing. So it's not really a dire wolf, right?
It's as close.
It's
I guess.
Really, it's just really fucking close. They from what they said they didn't modify the whole like 0.5%. Because it could have caused like blindness and deafness in the dogs. Okay. Could have. They didn't want to do that. But
they'll get better. They'll refine this, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then they use a large domestic dog. I don't know which one they use, but they use a large domestic dog to carry the embryo.
Yeah, so they actually, so it's basically like a surrogate. Yeah,
a fucking regular dog was a surrogate.
Some fucking Great Dane gave birth to a dire wolf.
Fucking later Cujo gave birth to these.
Fucking Cane Corso gave birth to a dire wolf. Some Game of Thrones shit.
But looking at this, like I said, it's not really a dire wolf. It's probably as close as as close as they can get to it at this point.
Well, I think we want to see it, right? Like, so it'll be like it'll get close to it looking like it, and maybe it's missing certain characteristics and behavior and whatever else that difference is. But it's like it'll be as close as we can get to like seeing the real thing, because they were also massive, right? Like the whole thing with the dire wolf was like insane hunter, like top of the food chain kind of for its time.
They were talking about like in 6 months, you think it's going to be 80 pounds in 6 months.
That's insane.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. And so that means that full grown, it's probably double that, right? And then
probably more than that, bro. Probably
200-pound wolf.
At least a 200-pound dog.
That's insane. A 200-pound dog is.
I don't know what gray wolves are now.
Yeah, it can't be. Like I have a husky, and he's on the bigger side for a husky, and he's almost 80 pounds. And he's massive. Like when you see him, I mean, you've seen him. Like he's a thick dude. But they're not known to be that. They're like 65 pounds would be like the normal 55 to 65 for a husky.
All right, let me see. Gray wolves. 180 pounds.
So a gray wolf would be 180 pounds, but the dire
for like a male.
So, but the dire wolf is supposed to be it's supposed to be the biggest wolf ever to exist, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever, but that
supposed to be
massive.
Might be right. Yeah. So yeah, you're talking sub 200 for a wolf, which is already like an apex predator.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And so they have this thing on these. It's like a private hidden fucking complex where they're keeping these things.
Oh, okay. They don't want people to know. Okay, it's kind of smart. Yeah. Dude, you're talking about a fucking wolf that's my weight size, like.
Yeah, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
And the other thing is, I wonder what you're actually introducing, right? Like if you're keeping them in captivity forever. Sure, but bro, like
let it ride.
Yeah, but if you let it ride, bro, let me tell you something, man. And
I want to see some Jurassic Park shit, bro. Bring back a pterodactyl. Imagine you at the fucking office and a pterodactyl just fucking crashes through the window and stuff.
Yeah, bro. See, for
let's
me,
get
man,
it going.
no, I'm not with that shit.
No, you're not. I say fucking
shit,
do it.
Man. Look,
let evolution do its thing, bro. We bring shit back and it starts killing us. We deserve it.
Yes, I'm with that. That's fucking true. So these things went extinct like 12,000 years ago, approximately, right?
You mean around the times humans got really wild and started?
Probably.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I find it really interesting how humans get caught up in species that are going to go extinct.
Yeah,
right.
And we romanticize it, right?
And how we're fascinated with bringing back, like this, like the dire wolf.
We want vintage pets, bro.
As a matter of fact, bro, their next 2 projects are supposed to be completed by 2028. They want to bring back a woolly mammoth and a Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, okay. The woolly mammoth would be kind of fire.
No,
but they're not the first people to try that. The woolly mammoth. I feel like I've heard that before. Somebody else has tried to bring back a woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
I feel like it. Maybe I could be wrong. I feel like someone's tried to do that.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah,
but dude, so again, going back to the whole romanticism of like extinct animals or like things that are gonna go extinct, right? We're trying to protect them,
right? Yeah,
shit like that, right? 99% of all species that have ever existed on planet Earth are gone.
They're gone. Yeah. It's just a cycle of Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Even pre us. Yeah.
It's fine. Like, let them go. They're gone for a fucking reason. Like, leave them gone.
Yeah, our survival is dependent on it. Nah, that's why I said fucking bring it back. I want to see some Jurassic Park shit. Bring back a T-Rex.
How long until something like that? Right now, I don't know.
It's probably already here. They're not telling us.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
we worried about aliens, we should be worried about the fucking dinosaurs. The government.
We should be worried about fucking colossal biosciences. That's what we should be worried about.
Why are you calling it colossal? that doesn't seem scientific at all.
Dude, I looked it up and it was like there's an estimated 8.7 million species on Earth today. It's enough, bro. It's enough. We don't need another one, bro. I don't care. We don't need no more, bro.
It's crowded here. It's crowded
in this motherfucker, man. No, it's enough, bro. I don't want to. Listen, I think there's like the cool factor of it, right?
Yeah.
You go like, oh, that's cool, but then I go, nah,
bring that shit back, bro. I think that shit. You know who does shit like this is people who've never been to Australia. Or seen a video of Australia, because Australia be having wild shit that you're like, Australia has house spiders that look like they could eat you alive, like a human. And you're like, the scientists that work on stuff like this, it's like, y'all should go out and spend some time in Australia and just go back and have to think about whether or not it's really a good idea to bring in a dog that's fucking bigger than you. You know what I mean? Like,
no, bro.
No. Nah, I'm all for it though, bro. Bring back the woolly mammoth. I'm telling you, bro. Bring back. I think you should only do it for killers. Don't do it for no weak ass like platypus or no dumb shit.
But woolly mammoths weren't killers.
Nah, but they're fucking ginormous. It is huge, and yeah. Woolly mammoths, I think it's a vegetarian, right? Like it's a.
I wouldn't mammoth. It's a fucking elephant.
It's a So,
we have them. They're called elephants. They just don't have a fucking bunch of hair on them.
Nah, I want to see it with a hair. I want to see an elephant with a perm. Fuck it, bring it all back, bro. I'm all for the novelty of this shit, because you know what's gonna happen, bro, is we're gonna get into this, like, you know how right now people go to zoos and just in general, like zoos and like anything where you keep animals in captivity, we're kind of like anti that. So this is sort of like the evolution of that. Is like those people aren't just going away. They're gonna be like, well, if we're genetically creating animals that aren't supposed to exist anyway, and we keep those at a place where you can just watch them, is that unethical, or is that where's
we made you,
we made you, and you don't exist in the wild, and for humans, you know, like safety, we got to keep them in captivity, and you just keep rolling.
I can kind of get behind that.
Yeah. See, I already talked you into it.
I can kind of get behind that, man. Did I tell
Let the finance guy talk you into the business part of this, bro?
Did I tell you? So me and my family went to the zoo recently. Went to a local zoo.
Okay.
And dude, I do not like seeing fucking birds in cages and monkeys in cages. I don't like that shit.
Oh, okay.
Like that shit. And monkeys, they're so much like us.
Yeah, they interact with you very creepy.
Yeah,
like monkeys will have moments where you're like
talking to you.
Yeah. I've had weird interaction with monkeys where I'm like, yo, are you trying to tell me some shit? Like,
bro,
you're like,
thank you for saying that, man. So one of the fucking things was it had spider monkeys and fucking and squirrel monkeys. So they're smaller.
Oh yeah. They're really fun though.
The fucking squirrel monkey, bro. So there was a part that was like a cage, and then there was a part that was a glass. So I was in front of the glass, and then the spider monkey comes up and he puts his hand on the fucking glass, and I put my hand on the glass, and as I moved my hand, he was like following my hand, right? At one point he stops And he just kind of looks at me. And then he walks away from the glass and goes to the cage. So I walk over to where the cage part is. Now I'm further back because obviously they don't want you to touch the fucking, be able to touch the animals. And he looks at me and he makes whatever the fuck noise they make, like he's trying to say something. And then he bites the cage. And then he looks at me and makes the fucking noise again. And bites the cage.
Oh, he's like, bust me out,
homie.
Like,
he's like, yeah, we cool.
Yeah, we
Get
cool. Get me the
here.
fuck out of here. Like, I got an appointment. I got some shit I want to
go. But bro, there's so much like us, man.
Yeah,
I
creepy.
remember.
Yeah,
I showed you that picture, bro. When I was in, my wife and I were in Mexico, and we were at a fucking a cenote, which is like a sinkhole. That people fucking swim and shit, right? And dude, there were spider monkeys. And when we arrived, we went on it was a 4-wheeler excursion. So we rode 4-wheelers over there, parked the 4-wheelers, and then right in front of the fucking cenote is this spider monkey sitting on a bench. And bro,
dude, they'll rob you in packs, like fucking.
I've heard that too. I've heard that stories like that for dudes in the Philippines.
Yeah,
and they be like, they'll fucking surround you
and rob you in packs. Like they're fucking smart, bro.
But this one in particular, man, I was so amazed. And so I sat down about maybe 4 feet away from it on the same bench and just ignored it and looked the other way. And that fucker gets up, comes over, and puts his head on my lap.
Oh shit! Just lays on you.
Just put his head on my lap, man. And I started like petting his head. I got pictures and shit.
Oh,
man.
That's cool.
And dude, and it's just like there's so much like us.
Yeah, like he was looking for like who knows, affection or just right. Bond. Yeah. Monkeys are weird, bro. Even gorillas. Like whenever I see gorillas and the way they like sort of interact with you, and you're just like, especially when you see them around, they're young. Oh, and you can relate to that as a parent, where they just get fucking wild. Where you like, it's really bizarre, man. It is strange. But again, this is why you get
dude. So
colossal biosciences.
Yeah. So if chimpanzees went extinct, right, you could use this CRISPR technology, right? If you had I don't know, like we use like in this case, a tooth, a skull, right?
Yeah.
Modify a human DNA and let maybe a human carry it.
You could turn it into
and
a human.
You could fucking no, and then you could have a chimpanzee. Could you carry a chimp?
Carry a chimp,
right?
Oh,
because we share
98.8%
of DNA with chimps.
With chimps, yeah.
Could you do that?
I wonder, man. Yeah, I don't know. You do, and also it's gonna get better on the things that exist today, where we can get real samples. I'm gonna assume.
Oh yeah.
Like where you can get real blood and real thing. Like I'm gonna assume we're gonna have this giant database now, or like a repository of actual DNA from things that exist today.
Right.
In the event that they do go extinct, we could sort of like help that one day.
The red wolf is about to go extinct. I think it exists in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you just find one,
and they're going like
DNA from it.
Yeah, put it in captivity and fucking breed the fuck out of them and then re-release them. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's what they do now, right? With the animals going extinct, they capture them, they
let
breed
them go extinct. They're fine.
It's just we feel guilty for like fucking up all their shit, their way of existence. So that's like our way of sort of giving back. We're like, hey, let's bring back this thing that we killed in the first place. Like,
nah, bro, let them go.
It's evolution, right? Yeah.
Let them
bring them all back, bro. I say fuck it, bring them all back, because let evolution handle us. Can you imagine if fucking mankind got wiped out by some species we create? It's not gonna happen, right? Because we're just it would never get rampant enough, and human beings are so destructive that we would never let it get to that point. You know what I mean? Like for every fucking 3 T-Rexes, there's 77,000 bazookas. It'd be everyone would be like, we got the right to bear bazookas, for the fucking T-Rex that hits up your house. Yeah. So it's never gonna.
It's only in the U.S.
Yeah, it's never gonna get to a point where I think where it's a danger to us. I just don't see it.
We'll kill them.
We'll kill it. That's what I'm saying, is that we're just going to wipe it out, right, before it gets to that. Because nothing would be able to reproduce quickly enough, I think, to where we wouldn't notice, like, this shit's getting out of hand. And we wouldn't just start, fucking opening up hunting season and suddenly you're allowed to hunt dire wolves. You know what I mean? And there's enough crazy white boys out there that are going to want a dire wolf head on their over their mantle or whatever. Like, they'll be like, all right. Also, tonight, great TV show. I'm just saying, Fucking, I'm giving all kind of business ideas out tonight, bro. Yo, imagine dire wolves and just fucking, you just give a bow knife to, some kind of hunting knife to some fucking one dude. And it's a whole show about, will the wolves win or will the guy win? The 3 dire wolves that are left in some Hunger Games type dome. Shit would be kind of awesome. Oh, man.
Dude, what's going on with this? Talk to me about this Florida woman. And she on some flight.
Oh, bro, this lady goes to the airport and she's gonna board her flight and then realizes that she doesn't have the proper paperwork for the dog.
Oh, so she has a dog with her.
She has a dog with her and then realizes, yo, I don't have the proper paperwork. But I'm getting on this flight. One way or another.
You have to have paperwork for the dog?
I guess so.
Maybe if they're like, I don't know, shots.
I think you have to have the shot records and all that shit for the dog. So she's missing something. And her name is Allison Agatha Lawrence. She's 57. And it was actually in Orlando. It was here. So in Orlando Airport.
I'm pretty sure at 57, you stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
About everything.
Well, you could say that. So she doesn't have the proper paperwork, so she's already in the airport, right?
Yeah.
Decides I'm making this flight one way or another. Proceeds to drown the dog in the airport bathroom. Like, actually drowns it, and then gets on the flight to wherever the fuck she's trying to go, and they find the dog. They find the dead dog in the bathroom. So she killed the dog before her flight, and an airport employee later found the dead pet and alerted authorities. But she's like, I made the flight though. Maybe he should have put up a fight.
I mean, it'd be like, listen, that shit was gonna cost me a few $100s. I only paid $250.
That's how shit go extinct. You see,
dude, that's fucked
whatever
up,
it was.
man.
I don't know.
So did she get charged?
Yeah, I guess she gets charged now. Animal
cruelty?
cruelty. Yeah, I'm gonna assume there's like beyond that, right? Like there's got to be a different charge for murdering the animal.
Is she worse than Michael Vick?
Oh,
right. Do you get for
I would. Like that? I would say yes because she's deliberately killing it. Whereas like Michael Vick is just putting them in a situation where they have to like survive.
I think they used to kill
right?
dogs too.
Oh, the sort of the weak performing ones.
I think so.
Hey, you should have. Listen, dogs should have ran a better 40 times. Should have done up a better performance. Also, can we talk about culturally, bro? I'm not here to defend the fucking dog thing and all that.
No.
But I do think there are parts of the world where we just aren't gonna see eye to eye with like right. I come from a place where people do cockfights and that's very fucking normal. They're going through their own
fucking blades on them. Yeah,
right? There's arenas dedicated to this shit there, like little stadiums, and they're going through their whole fucking woke stadium thing, whatever. And I'm not saying that it should be a thing or shouldn't be a thing. What I'm saying is like there are certain things that are normal in certain cultures that we'll never get, and they're okay for that. And we don't have to agree with it. We don't have to like it. We don't have to be pro it. But it's just. It doesn't make these people inhumane. It just is what it is. It's just the way that sort of the culture has evolved over time, and it is normal, and these things like dog fights, for better or worse or whatever, is very normal where Michael Vick grew up.
Yes.
Probably. Yes. Very normal. Nobody saw that as animal cruelty. It doesn't make it not animal cruelty, but I think it also doesn't necessarily make them monsters. I'm not saying they're normal human beings. I just think it's normalized in their head.
It's a cultural thing. I agree.
I think there's a difference. Are you a little fucked up? Sure. Like you got to be missing some kind of like thing of empathy there, where you're seeing dogs fuck each other up and you don't go, dude, that's a little off.
Nah, bro, we watch humans do it.
Yeah, that also again, and to that point, also true, right? Like, we watch dudes choke each other out on TV.
We pay to watch.
Well, I think if you let us pay for the dogs, we'd be okay with it. You'd be like, if you like show them the YouTube video and they're like, that's disgusting. Now pay me $20 and watch the video again. Pay me $19.95 and tell me if you still think it's disgusting. Like it's weird how we justify things, but I just go like certain things, man. It's just like kind of like the eating. I know we've talked about that on here before, where it's like there's certain cultures that eat certain animals, and we could never see ourselves doing that.
Yeah, like dogs.
And it's normal to them. It doesn't make them fucking weird. It makes it to where they take the whatever the easiest resource to gather, whatever's in abundance, whatever. It's a method of survival. It's food. Yeah. I don't know.
In Thailand, don't they fight the fucking Siamese fighting fish? Those betas.
Yeah.
Right? They fight.
I would too.
I mean, I did it before when I was a kid.
Yeah, you just put them together because you're like, I want to see it. I want to see if y'all earn the name.
I just wanted to see.
Everybody keeps telling me this thing. I want to see it.
I did feel bad.
Yeah.
You know what?
Fuck each other.
But you know why I felt bad? Because I thought I had one already.
Okay.
And then I bought another one. Well, the one I had.
Oh, he got fucked up?
He got fucked up.
Oh, no. You thought your boy was going to win.
So I was mad at that.
You wasn't ready for the other
one. I wasn't ready for the other one to win. The other one won. So then I put him in a different tank when he got fucked up.
To get fucked up. Yo, see? Even you're like, yo, winner gets to stay my pet.
Yep.
You ran him through the game.
Yeah, man. And then the other one I had to like nurse back to health because I was mad. I thought my boy was gonna fucking whoop his ass, and I bought the new one and he fucked him up.
Yo, I'm just picturing you running this karate fish fighting ring. Fucking beta fish.
Yeah. Fucking audience of one.
Yeah, remember we used to call them karate fish in the hood? Is that what y'all call them?
No.
Oh, we call them karate fish, right?
Oh, really? No, man. No, I actually had a group of friends, man, that were like we were all into fish. And so like the group of friends that I had, I
found out you had a beta fish fighting ring going. It's fucking Spanish Harlem had a beta fish. See what I'm saying? Fucking yo. Yeah.
Probably had a good.
We'll do anything to kill time though. Boredom, bro. Human beings need we've been fucking combating bloody sports since the beginning of time. Whether it was us, whether it was
It's exciting.
It's just fun. So anyway, don't drown your dog in the fucking bathroom at Orlando Airport.
Man,
yo, people in Florida just be wild, bro. It was a weird week for Florida animals and all that stuff too. Because there was this other chick here. Did you hear the story of the chick in Ocala? Mm-mm. Some fucking some online influencer.
And Ocala's about an hour from here?
Yeah, it's pretty close. She I'm gonna tell you right now. Because I want to think of her name because this story's wild. So she's an influencer and she's a dog mom. And I don't know if her whole persona is based around it, but her name is Logan Gominski. She's 27. She allegedly shared clips with her $15,000 followers on Instagram for $500. And then the police got anonymous tips from the people she was sharing the clips with.
What were the clips?
So the clips was her filming herself having sex with her pet chihuahua before posting the videos online. So she was fucking around with her dog, and yeah, it sounds like a chick named Logan from Ocala, like something she would do. Are we okay if it's like a monkey or a pig? Are we more upset that it was a chihuahua that she was fucking with? Are we impressed that it was a chihuahua?
No, I'm curious, actually.
Yeah, right? Is it weird that you're like, yo, how'd you pull this off with a chihuahua?
Here's why.
It's taking a lot for me not to Google the photos.
Listen, when you get them, send them my way. I will deny them if anything, but send them my way anyway.
Is it worse if you look up a photo of a chick drowning a dog in an airport bathroom or a chick fucking a chihuahua? Yeah. Which one makes you a shittier human being?
Well, here's why. So like, I used to have a female yellow lab.
Okay.
And I remember she was in heat, and my in-laws had a male chihuahua that could smell it and obviously was trying to hit.
Okay, that's not where I thought this story was going at all.
But he could never hit. Well, not only could he, I mean, obviously she's bigger than him, right? But even when she was laying down, like he couldn't hit.
Oh, like physically couldn't do it.
How the fuck is she, like, I could see if it was like a big dog. How the fuck is this happening with the chihuahua?
Well, sexual activity could be anything, right? So I guess she could be doing. Okay. She could be doing anything. I didn't see the photos or the video. I don't know what exactly she did.
I thought you were saying that like the chihuahua.
I mean, it says she
like banging her.
But maybe. I don't know, man.
How?
I don't know how small this chick is.
Yeah.
My guess though is that she's not very small because actually that could go either way. She's from Ocala, so she could be a heavy chick or she could be hungry, so she could be real small. There's no in between in Ocala. Bro, it's funny because when it said Florida, I go, ooh, let me guess where, and I'm pretty sure Ocala was at the top of my list. Oh my God, bro. And I love, like, there's a lot of people in Orlando now, like, moving up in that direction and just finding their way to Ocala. Like, yeah, it's a lot cheaper now. Well, yeah. This is why.
They're fucking chihuahuas up there, man.
See, here we do the humane thing. We just drown our dog quick and swift. Airport bathroom. We're not trying to fuck them.
Dude, I I don't. Fuck, man. Dude, if you get caught doing like bestiality, like, are you arrested?
I think it depends on the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's illegal in every state, but it's definitely illegal in some states.
So in some states they just leave you.
Yo, my Google, there's gonna be cops at my door. Fucking the shit I've been googling lately. Let me
go incognito mode.
Nah, I'm raw dogging it.
Get on the VPN.
I want the algorithm to start sending me wild shit. That's how I get interesting stories for the pod. I ain't no bitch.
You know, the problem is we talk about this shit, and then on my Instagram feed starts to change that instantly.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like it's listening this entire time, and it'll find stuff with animals. This is so fucking weird. Is it? The state of Florida has recently had a law passed which makes it illegal to have any sexual activity with animals. Only till recent. So I wonder if so the Florida statute, whatever, blah, blah, is also widely known as the bestiality law. States in which bestiality is legal. Let's look at this. Wyoming.
Not surprised.
You can have, as bestiality is legal. New Mexico, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Kentucky makes sense because you got all those thoroughbred horses you got to keep happy. But
West Virginia, definitely.
West Virginia.
You ever seen Wrong Turn?
Yeah. You ever seen just the people from West Virginia? They're mixed with.
They're not people.
Everyone's half animal, half person, right? Like fucking, I've never met anyone from West Virginia that I didn't go, there's a little chip, too much chip still left in you.
Bro,
or some dog.
You can stop at West Virginia. I ain't never met anyone from West Virginia, bro. Have you even met somebody that's from
No, they
there,
can't
bro?
find their way out. They don't have airports.
It's like fucking Gatlin and Children of the Corn.
No one is smart enough to figure out.
They're
like
keep fucking driving, and it just keeps taking you. You just drive in circles.
They get to the border, and there's like a physical line there. They're like, can't go past here. They just go back to the hills. Fuck some goat. Everybody in West Virginia looks like the thing from the Goonies. The fucking
the chunk,
the fucking chunk. He's just from West Virginia. He was normal.
Yeah, bro. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
All right, let's switch gears, bro.
You don't want to talk about animals anymore again?
Starbucks CEO, man. This has been on our list for fucking like a month. Tell me about this fucking
his
Starbucks
package.
CEO.
I don't know if you remember. We had talked about. I thought we had talked on here about his new compensation package was insane, and it made headlines because people were kind of fucking livid. I think we did talk about that on here, where he got like remote work, but Starbucks is like an in-person for their corporate employees, like in-person, their policy. They had like a no remote policy. They brought everybody back after COVID and all that, and people were livid because he got like a hybrid kind of role where his thing was like hybrid, but he lived in California, and so the company would give him the private jet, and he got to fly back and forth. He had access to an apartment. His compensation package, he earned $96 million in 4 months.
Damn.
Now,
good for him.
The caveat to that is that a lot of that was in stock based on performance.
Yes.
Things, right?
And their performance party skyrocketed.
And granted, Starbucks' performance quarter over quarter hasn't been great right now, and year over year hasn't been great. But I think there are other KPI metrics that show that it's sort of like trending in the right direction. But it's almost like you have to take some lumps now, I guess, to sort of to go long term. Okay. The reason I want to talk about it is like, you know, there are certain people that are, and I don't know whether he is or not. Clearly, they think he is that they're worth the money. Like, I know there's just like always this battle between have and have-nots, right? Yep. And certainly when somebody hears that somebody has $100 million compensation package, the first response is like, fuck that. That guy isn't worth that kind of money.
Right.
And there's usually like, if Starbucks shares, right, go up, I don't know, X amount, and then that valuation that he adds, he makes $1 billion, let's say, for shareholders in that quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably
not worth $100 million.
He's probably underpaid, bro.
Right, and that's my whole point. Is like, you can't look at like some of these guys like pay for themselves, and you can't look at the the number, it looks so astronomical, and that's all people can focus on. The other part that got lost in this was he had equity in Chipotle worth over 110. He technically took a pay cut because he had to give up that equity in Chipotle.
That's right.
And he had to take Starbucks, like he took like 90 something million in Starbucks shares, which could, potentially be worth more at some point in time. But he gave up more Chipotle shares to take less. So like that's embedded into this, right? So it's like the headline is sexy because it's it, but in reality it's like they're just trading something he already had, which was equity in Chipotle for equity in Starbucks now, right? And then they set out these sort of performance targets, which he has since hit, and so he earned those, right? His actual salary isn't that much, right? And I say isn't that much, I mean, no. In terms of like, it's all relative, right? But the bulk of his compensation is in equity and bonuses and this.
Dude, good leaders are like athletes.
You're worth every fucking dime, bro. And
you're probably worth more.
Yeah,
and it's like, especially for like in companies, leaders of people, leaders of humans. Are, dude, they're worth their weight in gold, man. It's like if you can when you can come in, not only with ideas. I would say like leaders and visionaries, and then if you're both, right? If you have the insight and the vision, and you are a great leader, and what I mean by that is like if you have people behind you that want to follow you, that want to walk, that will walk through that wall for you, and that believe in your vision and want to do that. I think about like Steve Jobs, right? He was, you hear stories about him and you go like, oh, he was an asshole, but there was like a whole tribe of people that just go like, yo, like this guy is the guy. Fucking, this is the guy.
I would argue Apple hasn't done anything innovative since. Like not groundbreaking, right? Apple has done, has built upon.
No, man, they're copying Samsung
the things
now.
They already have. Yeah, that's literally what they do. They copy Samsung and anybody else, and they generally like perfect the, or at least they're very late to the game, but they're usually you get a very
refined product.
Absolutely. But they're never first to anything anymore, right? They don't. When was the last innovative product that they dropped? It's been a long time. Everything has been a copycat. Like even the latest craze is like the headphones now, and everybody spends $500 on what is basically rebranded Beats, right? They didn't do anything special, and so under Steve Jobs, right? They had the iPod, they had the iPhone, they had the iPad, they had it's like they haven't come up with anything new since, right? Mostly flops. On the attempts,
but they've already have the following.
No, absolutely,
right? They have the cult following.
But you needed the Steve Jobs, right? Like I know Elon Musk is a fucking bad word right now, right? But you don't have Tesla, you don't have SpaceX, you don't have PayPal, you don't have any of these things that most people use every day in some capacity. Like even if you hate fucking Tesla, but you own any electric vehicle, it's probably because of Elon Musk, right? Yep. And so, how much is Elon Musk worth? Is he worth $100 million a year? I mean, he's worth. I know his comp package is significantly more than that, but like, like there are certain people, but I think because we have this wealth envy, and then most people just focus on the fact that like the big thing right now is like fucking eggs are $20 or whatever. It's like that's all people can see, so there's just like impossible. This person can't be worth $100 million, and we can't get past sort of that bubble. This Starbucks CEO, his comp package is $96 million. 94% of it is in stocks. $5 million was like a sign-on bonus within a month of joining the company. I think there was like $72,000 in travel costs between his Southern California and Seattle, and then there was like $140,000 in the temporary housing that he gets in Seattle and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Worth it. Bro, if you're Starbucks, if he sort of like rebounds you and now you bring shareholder value and you have a year where your EBITDA targets are in the hundreds of millions of dollars, or your sales go up $1 billion or whatever it is. Yep. Yeah, you go $96 million.
Yeah, worth it.
Yeah. So and his stock in Chipotle was worth $113 million that he gave up to join Starbucks.
He gave it up.
He gave up 113 because and granted, Starbucks probably gave him like 90 or 85 of it or whatever the fuck they gave him the equivalent. Like maybe it's the same amount of shares, less value, or I don't know. I didn't look into the specifics of the shares, but he's gonna get made whole, right? Like
who is Chipotle owned by? Are they like like Yum Brands?
Oh, I don't think it's Yum.
Or are they their own?
I thought they used to be their own. I don't know if they are anymore. Let me look that up now. because they might have sold, but I thought they were their own thing. No, it's still owned by its owner. Steve Ells founded it. Ells is founder, chairman, and CEO of Chipotle. Yeah, it's Chipotle founder Steve Ells is founder. Yeah, he just got made a billionaire recently. Yeah, it looks like it's still like
just their own.
Who's Chipotle owned by? Chipotle Mexican Grill is a publicly traded company, so it's owned, shareholders.
Okay.
The largest shareholders of Chipotle are investment companies, including the Vanguard Group, the BlackRock Group, and giant hedge funds.
Of course.
Yeah. And State Street. Yeah. I mean, fucking BlackRock owns everything. Vanguard owns everything.
Did you see fucking BlackRock is gonna the whole Panama Canal?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not getting into
Yeah. That's a fucking whole podcast. The fact that BlackRock is going to own the bulk of the Panama Canal should be a documentary,
along with other ports. And that was like one of them in the deal.
It's insane. All right. That should concern people more than some of the fucking trade and the tariffs.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, it's a private company, a private or a giant private equity firm owns the trade routes.
Yeah,
to the world.
I guess the only saving grace of that is that it's a U.S. company. For us,
how much leverage does that give? That speaking of CEOs,
bro, they are
overcompensated. I mean, we know that. Yeah. BlackRock,
Vanguard,
but how much more does that now give?
Yeah, of
them?
Course.
And how much position in the permanent government, like the deep state or whatever people want to call it? It's that's a whole documentary podcast.
Yeah, man. I don't even know if I want to get into the tariffs and shit now. But you know what? This story is way more. Let me talk to you about a State Farm executive.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Hayden Kirkpatrick, he's a State Farm's vice president for innovation and venture capital. Mm-hmm. He went on a Tinder date, and I guess messaged some comments to the person that he was gonna go on a date with.
Okay.
And he basically kind of telling this person maybe some I don't know, some trade secrets, I guess, like within by the company, and he was telling them like typically, and this is all about like the California fires. And I'm sure if you guys follow the California fires at all, there's been a whole thing of like insurance companies like not covering the homes and
so he's talking this shit over a Tinder chat.
Exactly. Oof. So he was saying that, what they typically do is like they'll tell the Department of Insurance that in cases like this, like that they're overexposed and they need to raise rates, and then the Department of Insurance will deny that, and then they'll go, oh well, then we can't afford it, so we cancel policies, and then he went on to say, like, homes shouldn't even be built in the Pacific Palisades because it's a fucking desert. And people only build homes there because of their egos. So this shit came out publicly, and he was fired for making the remarks.
Oh, because you mean the date didn't work out? And now he's... now this chick's like, oh, I have.
So he's like...
And it's a hot topic. Fires are happening. Yada yada yada.
Right, and so he's like, "Yo, the fuck is fucking setup," and I'm going, man.
It's wild that somebody who was clearly smart enough to be an executive at State Farm isn't smart enough to.
Dude,
can we quote Shep?
It's the women.
Can we quote Shep one time? Can we quote him?
Quote him.
God damn it! The great Shep once said, a good piece of pussy will fuck you up.
If I had a sound machine, he'd be like this. Round of applause, please.
Damn, bro. True words have never been spoken. We're so fucking dumb, bro.
Damn it, bro.
We're so fucking stupid, bro. The fall of every great man is always a woman.
Some fucking chick on Tinder.
Yeah, that's gonna be the new thing, right? It's some chick on Tinder.
God damn it, man. I'm like, this guy, man, executive, man, just trying to get some pussy.
Fuck. Yeah, because you're on Tinder. You're not trying to find your wife, right? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, no one on Tinder is trying to get married,
just not safe, bro. Nobody's safe, bro.
No, not. First off, you got to be smarter than that. Like, you got to know at the time, especially with the job, that you can't say some shit like that.
But fuck, man, you would think that if you're in a
pillow talk, man, chicks pillow talk. Yeah.
Oh, dude. But to make it public,
Yeah, dude. I think when you have that high profile of it, I believe it. I don't fucking trust anybody, bro. I wouldn't even tell you the recipe to make the KFC chicken tenders if I. People talk, man. Especially I think in this day and age, like again, like attention and sort of like information is currency, and so and the highest currency of all is attention. So I think people are gonna talk.
Fuck, man. Are you just not like? Where are you allowed?
Especially the crowd that is into the online dating and the thing. Yeah. Like you're on there for attention and validation, and so when you get that. Information and sort of the gossip and like you're just feeding into the machine, right? Like, no one is on Tinder.
Where are you allowed to speak freely anymore, man? Just behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
I mean, it has to be behind closed doors.
Make sure your cameras are off in your house.
You gotta, Don't be on a fucking podcast.
Yeah. Don't be on a podcast, and make sure your security system isn't capturing all your shit.
You know, there's supposedly like in Washington, for the federal government, like there are certain things, certain topics that they discuss and they go into a room that has like no windows, no electronics. Everybody leaves their fucking phones outside, and
as it should be.
It's like. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But damn, like, dude, you gotta have that shit for your personal life too.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. Whenever I've heard or I've spoken to people who are somewhat in the public eye, and they're like every event, they'll have like a basket at the door, like put in your phones, put them in airplane mode, and that's where they stay till you fucking leave. I'm like, I kind of get it, bro. Like it's everything, and especially if you're someone high profile, like if you're the CEO of one of these large corporations, you have a barbecue at your house. You either have to be very selective over who you let in, but even then, all it takes is fucking someone's Facebook story, someone posts a picture, and one little thing in the background showing that it could be a gag gif, that was given at a party at a barbecue in your house, and suddenly now you're racist, or it could be fucking your kids in the background peeing in the bushes, and now people are like, you have your kid's dick is out, and it's like that someone did.
I don't want to live like that.
Yeah, but that's unfortunately that's like the space we live in, dude. Yeah. We're online trying to get laid. Like that's where we are now. It's like we won't even leave our houses for human interaction that is like meaningful. Yeah. It's just the currency and the entertainment. It's at our fingertips. Like it's like immediate. Dude, the first thing we all go for when we wake up in the morning is our phones, and we open up a social media app because we're fucking nosy and we just want to see what everybody else is doing, and we need that like instant shot of dopamine. Like it's just like what we live in now. It's weird. I was thinking about this the other day as a parent, and I don't even know how to word it. I don't know if it's like me questioning sort of like my parenting style, or maybe the way I go about certain things and all that. And like I think so. One of the conclusions that sort of has like I think that I keep replaying over and over is like we're trying to raise our kids with values and with and in this sort of like I guess framework in the same way that we were raised. But we're not raising them in the same world we were raised in. Oh, definitely. We're raising our kids in a world where they're smarter than us in most cases. And not smarter than us because they haven't lived, they haven't lived life, right? So they don't have they're not wise, right? They don't have the experience. Right. But I mean smarter than us in the sense of like, our kids have the answer to basically everything in the world at their fingertips at any given moment of time, right? Yes. And we're constantly like trying to find this balance between how much of that are we willing to sort of just let them go, right? Because they haven't developed enough mentally to be able to digest that information, like that, and especially that overwhelming amount of information, right? And so you're trying to find this balance of like, how much do I want them to know, like, and how quickly do I want to know that, and how much can they handle, right? Because like a 5-year-old isn't mature enough to handle the same thing that like a 12-year-old is mature enough to handle, whether or not it's the truth, right? And you can have a conversation, and then it's the like now it's like they're receiving the information from someone that's not you, so it can be misconstrued or it can be tilted depending on where they receive it. So then it's like you almost have to, you're in this like 24/7 loop of okay, like it's almost like if only you could be a filter of the information that your kids are receiving.
Nah, you don't want to be.
No, you don't, because you don't know the answers either, right? Like to everything. But it's faster. Your kids are like a computer that are processing things way faster than we'll ever be able to. able to comprehend because it's just not the world we grew up in. And then we're constantly battling we think we know better.
Yeah.
But the reality is that they're going to know more than we will at this stage. And, it's just going to keep evolving from there.
I think for them, though, man, I think from what I've seen, like from my own kids, is they will, they'll read something and then it's just like they take things into smaller chunks, right? So like the TikToks where it's like it's a 20-second video, right? So like they take things in smaller chunks. I don't know how much they retain, but I do sometimes, man. Like I'll bring up a story. Like as a matter of fact, our cover flipping this today with the dire wolf. I mentioned it at home, and my kids already knew about it. And it was from
TikTok,
fucking TikTok. Yeah, that's usually what they're always on.
Yeah.
I do have the conversations though sometimes with them where I go, yo, we're not supposed to know all this shit.
Yeah. Dude, what's the movie where it's like, you can't handle the truth?
Yeah.
There's some truth to that in terms of like, there is such thing as knowing too much too quickly. Certainly too quickly. Maybe not too much over time.
For me, man, as long as it doesn't cause you sort of like adverse effects or like if it causes you anxiety, like then
yeah. But I think most humans, but it does. Like we've shown. Dude, case in point, like the media is able to sort of like manipulate us in election cycles or in sort like whatever, gas gets expensive for a day we're easily manipulated because most people are stupid, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, bro, like we both interact with a lot of people, whether it's at work,
misinformed.
Yeah, okay. I said what I said. Like, bro, the vast majority of people that we interact with on a day-to-day basis are pretty slow, right? Like I don't know about you, but at least 10 times a day, somebody will say something, and I go, please tell me you don't believe that. Like, and it's...
I'm not in the office anymore.
It's like, well, lucky for you. I work with a lot of stupid people. And also, it speaks to the fucking... how great this country is, right? Is that and how great it is to be a fucking human being in this day and age, and it is the greatest time to be alive because you can be an absolute fucking moron and do well in life. But the amount of people that like, whether it's online, whether it's at work, whether it's just in public, that I'll overhear shit or hear them say shit or get questions or get whatever, where I'm like, how are you alive? Like, is insane to me, and it's just,
you're better than me because I'd be like, man, go kill yourself.
Yeah. I'm trying to evolve and be a good human being. I've been told that I can be an asshole. I'm really
proud of you.
I know, man. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm trying hard.
You put in the work.
You know how difficult that is for me. You of all people know how hard it is for me not to look somebody and go, yo, I need you to jump off this building.
My wife always says, she's like, yo, if anybody is ever like on the ledge, like, don't call you because they'll jump. And I was like, listen, if they out on the ledge, they fucking want to jump, I help them out.
Yo, I'll be hearing the story about what got them there, and I'll be like, I can see how you got up here.
I'll be like, so you're jumping, right?
Yeah. I'm like, damn, you right. That is a bad day. There's no coming back.
Yeah, bro. I probably kill myself too.
I don't even know where we were going with that. Bring back the dire wolf. I forgot. Rusty nail, people.
Yeah, I'll be on time, bro.
Dude, we're only 53 minutes in, man. We're doing good. We're doing good.
I gotta fuck. There's a bug flying around me, bro.
Oh no, yeah, it's just plants, man. This is what I get for trying to get plants and shit. And they get these stupid little gnats in them.
Yeah, you got a fucking green thumb now, bro.
Yeah,
man. Listen, I bring you the rosemary. You gotta go buy the shit from Publix.
That's what I get for trying to make my own basil and fucking mint. Trying to save the earth or whatever and use my own stuff. No.
All right, man. Do we want to get into? Dude, I gotta talk to you about these. I know I didn't want to get into it, man, but these tariffs are making like big fucking news.
Yeah.
Right? These tariffs that Trump has put in place.
Yeah. Is it yeah, go ahead.
So I mean, if you don't know about it, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what you're doing in your life, but So Trump, put in a lot of these tariffs against many different countries, and they went into effect. And obviously, tariffs is basically a tax on goods, and then essentially the things coming into the country will get these taxes. So the companies buying the goods are paying more for the goods, and then of course they have to pass on those higher costs to the consumer. So eventually we end up getting fucked, right?
Yeah, the consumer, it's always passed on to the consumer, right? Yeah.
Correct. Unless there is some domestic product that's comparable, and then you can maybe buy domestically and then.
Yeah, the goal is to then you're incentivized to buy locally because it's
right.
here.
But bro,
but we don't sell it cheaper. If it's made.
That's the thing. If it's made here, it's not fucking so. So dude, I'm convinced it's not for that, bro. And I'm really convinced, based on what I've seen so far, is that this is Trump's play to make better deals with other countries. So what I've seen in the past.
Oh yeah, this is like a
it's
bluff.
like a bluff.
We're gonna charge you 80%, and they're gonna go, well, fuck that, hold up, and then no change.
And then right. So maybe
you can't be stupid enough to think that you're gonna do that, and you don't have a solution, right? Like either people pay, to your point, double, right, for a product now than they used to pay, or we manufacture it here. We don't have the manufacturing and the skill set and all that stuff. So you can't just do that.
Not only that, you got to pay workers more, right?
Yes.
So it costs more to do it here.
We're also the same people where we'll go, well, if it's American made and it's American quality, then I'm willing to buy it in America, but we bitch about paying $15 to a fast food worker. So, no, he won't.
That's right.
And no, he won't. It sounds fucking patriotic in theory. And it sounds nice and it sounds patriotic in theory and all that. But we have shown over and over again that we don't want to pay you guys more. We want to pay the least amount as possible to get the best quality shit.
Fucking look around in your parking garage or in the street or whatever. Like depending on where you at I assume that there's places in the country that are maybe more patriotic, and maybe you see a lot of Fords and Chevys.
Yeah,
but. In a lot of places that are in a lot of other places like high population places, the foreign cars rule.
Yeah, people with money don't buy American cars.
No, but
also Ford and Chevy are mostly not manufactured in America. The true American-made vehicle left is probably a Tesla, like. Chevy, Ford,
100%.
Yeah, like actually made in America. I think Canada and Mexico assemble a lot of Fords and Chevys and GMs and all that stuff. Like there's very few cars,
but it's still
top to bottom.
There's still plants here.
No,
but yes, top to bottom.
Yes, top to bottom, no. And Tesla is still.
They get stuff from China.
There's still some stuff that comes in, but I think in terms of like actual assembly manufacturing of the vehicle, happens in America.
Yeah, 100%.
100% of that happens in America, and they're the only American car company that has that. Like again, like if we want to get down to the fucking American made and American thing, like that's the reality of it. And then like for us, it's dude, we think about any product that's American made, it's almost always more expensive because we have unions and we have all this stuff. Like this is cool until we're spending $2,300 on an iPhone 8, and we're gonna be like, fuck that. Yeah, we're gonna go.
I was gonna say, man, aren't they about 2Gs now anyway?
Yes,
man.
And,
so
I think
it'll probably be like 3G.
Well, I think the studies show that it's close to double if it's American made, just based on American manufacturing wages and healthcare. And listen, I'm not arguing that those aren't right or wrong. That's not my sentiment here. I'm arguing the fact that matters is just more expensive because we have to cover all these things. Like,
here in the U.S., we are a consumer-based society, man. We ballers over here.
Yeah,
we want to
big trucks. We want big houses. We want big, big. Like that's our thing. We want to buy more and buy more and buy more. It just feeds our ego. It feeds our self-worth. It's just that's what we are. We're the flex fucking country of the world. We're bigger is better. More is more. It's just like
And so, like in some of the headlines that I've seen recently was like China was like, oh, okay, well then we'll up our shit, right? You're gonna fucking tariff our shit. We're gonna up ours. But I've seen other ones like the European Union is now coming back and going like, oh, okay, well maybe we won't charge tariffs on these. Another sort of piece of evidence is like the whole thing with TikTok. He just extended it another 75 days. So all these like it's just
so they come back and go, all right, bro, let's have a conversation.
Man, I feel like it's just all of that, man. So it's like I know the stock market took a dump, like in the past couple of weeks, but it's like I feel like as I'm watching this shit play out, it's just Trump trying to get better deals.
Yeah, I don't know what his motive is, and I don't know if that's the play here. It certainly feels like common sense. That's what it looks like. You know what it is because on the surface it's so fundamentally wrong that you go, there's got to be a better play here, and the better play would be, to your point, is that you're just trying to get these people to come back and go, all right, bro, we get it, like, cool, let's have a real discussion. And it's almost like you have to go to the extreme of like, well, fuck you, now I think China, I thought was like at 104% now, or whatever it is now.
I think it was 94%.
Yeah, so it's it's 94% now, and it's like, on the surface, that sounds insane, right? So you can't logically go, oh, that's just what we're going to charge now. You're hoping what China does is go, whoa, bro, let's have a conversation about this, right, and let's make a deal that's fair for the both of us. Is what you would hope. I'm guessing. That would be my guess too. Is that the obvious. When something is obviously egregiously wrong, I assume that there's something at play that's bigger and better. Especially, again, say what you want about Trump, say what you want about Elon, say what you want about, like, I don't think they're stupid. Now, could they have gone and executed better on their ideas and on their vision? Maybe. Like, I certainly think, did you need, I think, I heard this analogy made the other day, like, should you have gone scalpel instead of chainsaw? Probably, right, like with all the cuts and all that stuff. But do I think the intent is correct? Yeah. Do I think that they're right about sort of their overall sort of thoughts on it? Probably, right? But it's the execution on how they go about resolving it, I think, that we have issues with. But it doesn't make them wrong about the issue, right? So and time will tell, man. I don't know.
Yes,
we're 4 months into the new administration, or 3 full months, whatever.
And for those of you who play the stock market, everything is like
it's on sale. Everything's on discount. Yeah, and that's the other thing to me is like in your lifetime, is you hope to be in scenarios like this and to have the cash to take advantage of it.
Yes.
And so what I would say is, like, to people who have cash, or right now is the time to stockpile cash, because this is the time where you want to be buying it. You want to double down on your 401ks. You want to, or your index funds or all that stuff. Like, you're getting everything at a discount as it works its way back up to normal, or you're hoping for a bigger crash, and then so that you can buy in cheaper. Like the people that it really affects, that it could be catastrophic for, is if you're retiring in the next week or two, or this year, or whatever. Right. I could see why the panic sets in there. Like, I remember in 2008 when the market crashed, and like you and I knew people that we worked with who were like fucking cashing out their investments already. And I'm like, why? Like, you're 30. Like, that's gonna be fine. You're getting everything at a premium or at a discount. Now, like. You're fine, and but I think it's human nature, man. We panic, and we're used to, especially today, the instant gratification, and sort of not the long game that some of these things are. Like this ploy with the tariffs is probably a long game, but we're so used to the instant gratification that all we see is, well, fuck, my package from Shein tomorrow is going to cost me double.
Right.
Even though if you just don't order that and you wait another 2 weeks, it might be the same, or maybe it's a little cheaper because of the new deal we struck,
right,
or there's more jobs available here for you to take on because of the deal we struck, is what I'm hoping. Like, we'll see, man. Time will tell, man.
Let's see.
I think, like everything else, it's too soon. I've also never seen so many. Dude, there was a whole protest by my place this weekend. I mean, like a whole strip, like a block of hundreds of people just lined up on the side of the road with signs, really, and shoulder to shoulder, just anti. I don't want to. I don't know if it's anti-Trump, anti-administration, everything. I guess the current administration is the best way I can describe it. And it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's really strange. I haven't seen us this passionate about something in a long time in terms of like how protests go.
Yep.
Like, for it to be so bad that you protest, and granted, maybe these people are the people who lost their jobs during this whole cut. Maybe it's that, and I'm I guess underestimating the effect that that's had on people. Like maybe, I don't know.
But you know what, man? It's like, talking about like the knee-jerk reaction. If he comes back with something which he has toyed around, he has mentioned of eliminating the income tax, bro, hero.
Well, I think
I'm just saying, like, I think in the initial, right. It's almost like when who was it Trump that gave out Biden that gave out the checks,
the stimmies, right?
It's just like you give out the fucking stimmies and then everybody fucking loves you.
Yeah, was it Trump? I thought Trump. I thought Trump. You might be right. Maybe it was a little bit of both. I think, and then Biden kept it going. I think maybe it was a little bit of both. The stimmies, which they had promised stimmies on all these savings they're doing now. Yeah, dude, if you do the no income tax up to a certain bracket, you get a really large chunk of the population that's excited for you. Now, I do think there are unintended consequences to that.
Yeah, agreed.
But the vast majority of people will probably have a net positive impact on this. You just have to, I'm going to assume that this is scalpel, not chainsaw, that people around you help you write this legislature and create policies around it, because I can see the limit was like, up to 150. So then what do you do for people who make more than that by a little bit, or promotions are required, or you have this, and then how do you change the tax code as far as deductions go, and that sort of thing, because it's like, can you make 190 and you get these tax deductions that help bring you down to 115, so now you qualify, right. I would assume that this stuff gets sort of fleshed out in this, because I could see the unintended consequence being like, if you're someone, and we've probably talked about this on here already, where it's like, if it's 180 or 150, I'm just going to keep the 150. Why would I take more? So I'm going to assume that this is more.
Yeah, it's like if you make over 150, then you get a standard deduction of $25,000.
Right.
And then
you're right. Yeah. So we'll see.
And then once you make over 180, then maybe you get.
I'm more fascinated, and again, maybe because it hasn't had a profound effect on my personal life yet. I'm sort of like in this, like, let's wait and see. Wait and see. I don't know. Like, we're either going to be, I don't want to say right, but we're either going to be like in this stage where we're like, fuck, we're like, someone took bold. I think we needed bold moves, we needed bold changes, we need, because I think a lot of us would agree that by and large we were unhappy with sort of the way government runs and the government program, the government, right? And so you need like sort of these bold, just wild, out of the box, just crazy like things to happen. But I think we also need to like give it room to breathe and play out, because and from my perspective, I go, we've already seen what it's like. And we were unhappy, right, as a society by and large with the way the government ran, or so we think.
Or so we thought, yeah.
Right. So it's like, then we have to give this time to flesh out and let's see what happens. Like, I'm kind of in that. And again, I think maybe I have the benefits of it hasn't affected me to a stage yet where I'm devastated by it. And so I guess that there's a privilege in that, like, wait and see.
A government job.
Right. Yeah,
from somebody who did, right?
Yeah. That's a big deal. So I get it. So I have the sort of the privilege in the, let's wait and see. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think regardless of where you sit on which side of the aisle you sit on, I think that once someone gets into office, you should just be rooting for us to have the best outcome possible, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like the loser already lost, the winner already won.
He's all about president,
right?
Bro. Exactly.
And I tend to like, as like, I may not like who's running or whatever, right? I obviously have my personal preference, but once that person either wins or loses, it's like,
I want them to win.
I want the person who won it to win, because if they win, we all win, right? Like, absolutely. I want them to be making good choices. I want to believe in what they're doing is right, because if they are, then the win is for all of us. Like, I'm not caught up in I just wanted to be right on who I thought should be president. Right. I want us all to be right. You know what I mean? In terms of like of what the benefits are. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's close it off with talk to me about this cheating wife, man. What's going on?
Yo, there's this guy, and he found out his wife was cheating, and it was the way he found out his wife was cheating that got me thinking and had me looking at old photos of my kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you say old photos of your kids?
I was looking at old photos of my kids, because one of my kids wasn't a good looking baby. And then I was like, man, was I looking at this kid going, so this guy, he had an ugly baby. His baby was hideous, or so in his opinion.
I was gonna say, this is his description.
Yeah.
Or did you see a picture?
No, it's just his description.
Okay.
I seen a picture of the wife, and I'm gonna tell you why that's important. So the apple don't fall. He said his baby was so fucking ugly that he goes, this bitch cheated on me. There's no way that my baby is this ugly.
Right.
Like, she had to have fucked an ugly dude or some other dude that's not me. In the course of finding this out, what he finds out is that actually his wife was hideous, and she spent $100,000 on her face to get plastic surgery so that she would look better. And so now he had obviously plastic surgery doesn't fix genetics, so he got this so he thought she was going to admit to an affair. Instead, she revealed her $100,000 pre-marriage secret. She had extensive plastic surgery that completely transformed her appearance, and the judge awarded the man $120,000 for this.
So he divorced her.
Yeah, but now I'm like, well, I don't know if I guess.
I mean, what is he getting the money for?
I guess, and it's a daughter, by the way, which makes it hilarious. So he's like, yo, but your mom is beautiful. I'm not bad looking. Why the fuck are you ugly? And then he finds out. I'm gonna show you the picture of the woman. So pre and post surgery.
Oh yeah. Yes, it's like it's an Asian woman.
Is she obligated to disclose that she was ugly in her past if she can't get ugly now? You know, I guess it's different for makeup to wipe off, right? I don't think
so.
But
man.
If she goes,
I think if you meet,
are you mad that she just didn't tell you that that's not her OG face, OEM equipment?
So here's the deal. I would expect that if it's the woman if it's going to be my wife, I would expect at some point she goes like, oh yeah, once upon a time, like I had surgery. It kind of seems like it's one of those things that you would just go like, oh, like it would come up
in conversation.
Yeah. And I'm not saying,
I don't know, they're Asian. I don't think he gives a fuck about what she has to say.
Maybe she tried to bring it up and he shut it down.
She's like, bro, I brought that shit up over dinner like 15 times.
He's like, all I could think about was happy ending.
He said more broth.
You got any more of that miso soup?
I don't smell nothing.
I don't see no steam coming out of the kitchen or nothing.
What are you talking about? Oh my God, bro.
No, man. So I would think it comes up in normal conversation, right? So if it doesn't, then yeah, then she withheld me from you. But I mean, dude. So like, yes, the physical attraction of a woman, right? That gets her in the door.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But to stay in the club, like you gotta offer this.
Yeah, we can't pretend. Like usually the physical attraction on both sides, right? Is right. Yeah, exactly. It's the price of admission.
It's the price of admission.
Yeah. And then what keeps you there? The show's got to be good, right? Like what you get. But.
I mean, she is, like it's the plastic
surgery. She just looks like she's wearing makeup versus.
No, man, look at her eyes. And look at her fucking jawline, bro.
She looked like the emoji that just has flat eyelids.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what she.
Yeah, with a fucking skeleton face.
Yeah, it's like the difference between Mulan and then the emoji that has the. If you guys are just, I'm gonna do a bad job of articulating this, but the emoji that just has straight line for eyes and nose and face, and it's just like the and kind of is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, but the shape of her face, it looks like the fucking skull emoji.
Yeah, ooh, that's a good one.
Right? Yeah, like that's it.
Versus. Like big eyes, like picture, I guess, fucking stereotypical Asian American, like geisha doll looking, just big round eyes, like almond eyes, like that sort of thing. Like, yeah, that's hilarious. And then her skin looks better, clearly. Got her eyebrows done, I see.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Her
nose looks better.
I don't know that he deserved the 120. And again, what
are you getting the money for? For your kid being ugly, or for your wife being ugly? Which one are you getting the money for?
I guess it's
because she's not ugly anymore, right? So you got to be okay with that.
The deceit.
I guess because now I procreated with you, and obviously, dude,
like you sold me.
Bloodline is very important, right, in that culture, and sort of the like now my next of kin. You're going, yo, I'm gonna have ugly.
And see, I'm ignorant to the culture. I don't know where they're from. Do you know?
I mean,
because in different parts of the world, right? It's like there's like class and shit like that.
Let me see.
Or is it,
I think this took place in California, but I don't know if that's where they're originally from.
See, so California, that makes sense. Well, then fuck California, you should be used to that shit. Half the people don't look like you're supposed to look.
Yeah, half of the women don't look how they're supposed to look like anyway. And most of the time, plastic surgery is fucking hideous, bro. There's very few times where plastic surgery makes you look better.
Who is the? I watched the other day, man, American Idol.
Yeah,
and Carrie Underwood is now one of the judges.
Okay.
You know, beautiful woman, but bro, like she blew up her lips, and I go, yo, doesn't even look right.
Yeah, she needed that shit.
That's nah. I could put if you want to.
Carrie Underwood has some fucking
some pencil
ass.
But bro, when it don't look natural, then you go like, oh yeah, you did something to those.
Yeah, no. Again, most plastic surgery looks awful.
Yeah,
but yeah. Yeah, but I would say Carrie Underwood, she had fucking dumb spinach lips, like fucking thin ass.
Hey, them country guys like that shit.
What thin ass lips?
Hey, yo, I don't smell
just flat everywhere. Like, there's no curves on you. In there.
Yo, let's get out of here. On that, tell them where they can find us.
Fucking clearly not on Carrie Underwood's guest list or fucking Christmas card. At the Carbon Food Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, at Carbon FE Pod on X, at Carbon Food Podcast on TikTok, and then all your favorite audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Stitcher, Geo7, Ghana, TuneIn, Podchaser, Pocket Cast. Yeah. If you tell your smart device to play the Carbon Food Podcast, and it'll do it. Yeah, and let us know. Hit us up with something if there's a platform that you listen to that we're not on yet, and you got to go out of your way or whatever. Let us know.
Yeah, but you had something for the people this week?
I did, and it kind of goes with the shit we were saying before. It was a quote, and it was I think we can just all use this. Just in general in life, but the quote goes like, people are addicted to ideas, be addicted to execution. And so like it's like anybody can have a good idea, anybody can think, anybody can have an opinion, anybody can, but it's like, and we're addicted to constantly like listening to people have good ideas or listening to this. It's like, be addicted to like the execution. And I think you can even apply this to like the stuff that's happening with the government thing now. No, it's literally everything, but even the government stuff, it's like the fodder and the hype and the hysteria is on the idea. Be critical of the execution. Be addicted to how it plays out. Be like, like how do we get to a finish line? But like you said, it's literally everything. It's everything. The direwolf thing. It's like that was an idea that turned into execution. It's like ideas are fucking useless if you don't execute. Yeah. And I think you can apply this to fucking work, to your personal life, to being a parent, to whatever, man. Everything, ideas are fucking useless, man, if you don't execute. So to be addicted to the execution, not to the ideas.
Absolutely. And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.